we're going to get started just like we usually do. So we'll find all that length in our spine, really sitting up nice and tall, stacking those vertebrae, rolling those shoulders back and down. We're going to chin tuck back for 10. Let's get ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's just reset here. Pull all that length back up through our spine. We're going to do our head turns. Here we go. 1, back to center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Come back to center here. We're going to go into our warm up next. We're going to do just one round of each move for 30 seconds. Okay. And then we're going to get into, I switched some stuff up today, so we have a little more core in there. And so we're going to shorten our warm up. And we're going to start with our 4 count cherry pickers with our arm circle. So 1, 2, 3, and then that arm circle up, right? Now if we're standing, we're 1, 2, 3, arm circle up and back, okay? That's our first one. After that, we'll go into ham curls and pullbacks, okay? If you're seated, tap it back. All right. And then we're going into a side step lateral raise, okay? Standing. And then our last one is going to be our squat, pivot and reach, squat, pivot and reach, or leg extension, reach, reach, okay? A little twist and reach for you guys if you're seated. All right, guys, here we go. One round, 30 seconds each. We're starting with that cherry picker with the arm circle. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Ooh, that's very loud, guys. Reaching out, middle, in, circle back. Warming up the back side of our legs here. Warming up our shoulders. Not forcing anything, just moving where our body wants to go here. Waking everything up. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to go right into our ham curls with that pull back here. Remember, if you're seated here, you're kind of on the edge of your chair for a little bit so you have room to tap those toes back. We're going to feel that flexion and extension through our knees and our elbows and our shoulders here. All right, we're going to go into our side step and reach. Here we go. Reach, reach. Or a side tap and reach. Nice side body stretch. Feeling it up the hips, through the rib cage, through the shoulder. Moving at a pace that works for you. I apologize if I cough a little bit. That's all allergies right now, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to go into our squat, pivot, and reach. Remember, if you're seated, alternating leg extension, and then an alternating reach. Three, 2, and 1. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to go. That was our 2-minute warm up today, okay, with our chin tuck and head turns. So now we are going to go into our circuit, and we're going to do 8 exercises, okay? And we are going to do, the first round's going to be longer. It's going to be an A-B. So we're going to perform 1 and 2, and then go back and perform 1 and 2, and then we'll move to 3 and 4, then go back to 3 and 4, okay? And then we'll take a rest after we do that, and then we'll perform it one more time. So our exercise pairing, our first one's going to be a little bit more of a warm-up move just to extend that a little bit, but also help us ready for our balance. So we're going to do a lateral shift, and we're going to reach towards the opposite foot here, okay? Let me show you what this looks like from our side view. Shift. So you can see I'm kind of trying to stay straight up and down through here. So it's not my knee coming forward. It's not this, okay? It's this, all right? So no, yes, okay? And it's going to help if we can reach. You don't have to touch that toe, but if you can reach down, it's going to help align your hip to go back, okay? So we're going to alternate that. Now, if you're seated, we are going to do a windmill shift like this. Okay, you're going to reach to either side with a wider stance. Okay. All right, so that's your first one. Our second one is our hinge and row. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, hinge and row, back side of the body. Dumbbells pull up into the pocket to get into our lats, and then we stand up. There are our first two. I'll go through our other ones as we go along. There's nothing new, so it won't be a surprise with any of the exercises for this set. 45 seconds is going on the clock, and we're going to start with that lateral shift windmill. Remember, seated, you're wide, you're just reaching side to side. All right, guys. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1, okay? Wide stance if you're standing with me.
Stop.
Back. I'm going to do it from the side. Shift. All right. So we want that hip to push back, because when we're right here at this point, we want to be able to drive through that heel to stand back up. All right. That's how we make that stronger mind muscle connection through our working muscles, which are our glutes. Really trying to push the floor away every time you bring that knee back up into a straight leg position. Push the floor away. Push the floor away. All right, time on that one. So now we're going to grab our weights, okay? Hinge and row. Okay, so we're going to roll our shoulders back and down. All right, make sure our shoulders are packed, our belly button's pulled back towards our spine. We're going to push our hips back just like we did with that lateral shift. Here we go. Row it at the bottom. Finish the row. Stand it up. Looking at a fixed point on the floor so that our neck stays in line with the rest of our spine. Shoulders and hips should feel like they are one unit moving. All right, and after we perform our row right here, we're really pushing those hips forward, and that's what makes our head come up. Three, 2, and 1. Good. All right, before we move on, we're going to do those 2 exercises one more time through. So back to our lateral shift here. Wide stance. Ready?
Stop.
And
Stop.
Begin. All right, you don't have to actually touch your opposite toe, but we are kind of leaning and rotating in that direction, right? Think of your opposite shoulder coming down towards that opposite foot. Pressing through my heel to come back up to this standing position. Shifting our body weight from one side into the other. Working in this lateral plane. 5 more seconds here. 2, and 1. Okay, we're going back to our hinge and row. Working the large muscles in our back. Working our glutes and our hamstrings. Let's roll those shoulders down and back. Pack the shoulders so our shoulders and hips are fixed. Here we go. Hips push back. Push the hips forward. Always trying to work on keeping that belly button pulled back from start to finish. We're going to go into our goalpost fly with a side step next, so it'll be a body weight movement. And then we have our single leg bicep curl balance. 3, 2, and time. Okay, moving on to the next two. So that goalpost fly, we're gonna be step together. Okay, working on posture muscles, seated, here we are. Okay, ready, begin. So either here, okay, here. Trying to keep those elbows at shoulder height. And take notice how the backs of your shoulders in your back, your upper back there, those muscles are working to pull those elbows back. Little cardio too. Ten more seconds here, okay? And we're gonna go into those balanced bicep curls. Half the time we'll spend on one leg, half on the other. 2 and 1, shake those arms out. Grab your lighter weight, okay? If you're seated, you're just gonna keep one leg up while you do these. We're gonna have imaginary paper in between our elbows and our rib cage. Ready? Pick a leg, begin. Find a spot to focus on to help with your balance. And I'll tell you when to switch legs. Three, 2, 1, switch legs. Keep that paper in between the ribs and the elbows. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right, we're going back to that goalpost fly with that side step. Let's get ready and begin. Posture corrector here, activating those shoulders in the back of our body. And continuing with the side to side movement for our hips, our lateral movement. And remember, this is just a time frame here. If you need to take a little rest, okay, if you need to slow your steps down, okay, this is your workout. 10 more seconds here, and we'll go back to our balance curls. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay. Deep breath. Rolling our shoulder back and down. We're holding onto that piece of paper in between our rib cage and elbow. Ready? Find a spot to stare and begin. Three, 2, 1, other side. Three, 2, and 1. All right, moving on. We're going into a goblet squat. Okay, holding our weight here. We're going to sink it down, push the floor away, or an alternating leg extension. Let's get ready and begin. Either one heavier dumbbell, or you could hold your 2 lighter ones together. Keeping your belly button pulled back towards your spine. Right, sink it back and down. Chest stays proud. Right, stays up here. Really trying to push the floor away. And I'm imagining that's what's making me stand back up. 10 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go into a 3-count hold march. 2 and 1, okay. We're gonna do our 1, 2, 3, hold, okay? 1, 2, 3, hold. You can do this seated as well. All right, here we go. Challenge, if this feels too hard to have the opposite arm up, switch. Then you can just keep it down, okay? 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 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 All right, guys, that's time on that one. We're going to go back to our goblet squat again. Or our alternating seated leg extension. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We're going to sink it back and down. Drive through the heels. I'm thinking about my belly button to spine, my glutes squeezing, and I'm trying to squeeze my quads on the way up too, the front of my thighs. Searching for sensation of muscle contraction. Three, 2, and 1. Okay. Back to our standing dead bug here with a 3-count hold. Let's get ready and begin. 1, 2, 3, switch. 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 Last one. 1, 2, 3, switch. Okay. Last 2 exercises. Oh, I like this one is new. This is going to be a single arm round overhead. So we're going to take 1 dumbbell, okay? We're going to do our hinge, like when we do our hinge and row. We're going to pick it up and put it on the shelf, okay? If you're seated, here we are. We're hinging. We're going to pick it up, put it on the shelf, okay? So seated or standing here, we are on, okay? Standing, hinge, put it away. Okay, my other hand can come out to balance. I'm trying to keep my hips and my shoulders square, whether I'm seated or standing. You don't want to let that offset weight control or offset your hips or shoulders here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Same thing, other side. Okay. All right, let's get ready. We'll roll those shoulders back and down. We're going to start with our hinge. Okay, other arm can come out. Hinge, just like our hinge and row. We're going to stand it up, hammer, curl, press. Okay, or we're going to put it on the shelf. Trying to keep your hips and shoulders balanced, even though we have an uneven amount of weight on each side of the body. Keeping that belly button pulled back. 5 seconds on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. One more time on the other side, okay? All righty, here we go. Roll those shoulders back and down. Belly button to spine. We're going to hinge. Use our hamstrings and glutes to come up. Hammer curl, press. Okay, our knuckle stays out to the side throughout the whole movement. This way. Five more seconds. 2 and 1. Okay. We're going to even out to get the other side. Okay. And then we will take a brief rest to take a drink, and then we're going to put it all together one more time. Here we go. Other side. 3, 2, and 1. Belly button's pulled back as I push those hips behind me. Use my hamstrings and glutes. Hammer curl press. We're going to pick it up and put it away. There we go. Picking it up and putting it away. Three, 2, and 1. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and take a rest. Get a drink here. We're going to redo all those exercises, but this time we're just going straight down the line. We're not going to do them twice, just one time to get our 3 sets in, okay? So we're going to start back at the top. Our first 2 exercises are that lateral shift with that windmill, okay? And our hinge and row, okay? All right, let's get ready here, starting with that lateral shift. Wide stance. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Pushing that hip back, right? Just think of that opposite shoulder coming towards that opposite foot. Pushing through the heel of your foot to bring that knee back up to an extended position. Trying to turn on our glutes here. Three, 2, and 1. Nice work. Okay, so now we are going into our hinge and row. Let's roll our shoulders back and down. Core is engaged. Knuckles out to the side. Here we go. We're going to hinge, push the hips back, row, push the hips forward. Finding this fixed spot to stare at. Remember, we want that neck in line with the rest of our spine. Three, 2, and last one. All right, next one is our goalpost fly with our side step, okay? Side to side. Ready? And begin. If you're seated, remember you got those lateral taps. Halfway through this one. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, okay, next we're going into that balanced bicep curl. Grabbing our lighter weights, pinning that imaginary piece of paper in between our rib cage and elbows. Pick a side. Here we go. Find that spot to stare at. Three, 2, and 1. Let's switch sides. Three, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay. Next, we have our goblet squat or alternating seated leg extension. All right, feet are about hip to shoulder width apart here. Ready? Here we go. We're going to sink it back and down. Drive up. Push the floor down. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and time on those. Hold on with those. Our 3 count hold. Alternating dead bug where you can keep your arms down at your side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 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 Last one. And switch. Good. All right, final exercise is on each side. That pick it up and put it away. We're going to do our hinge pattern just like that, hinge and row. Okay, but instead of rowing, we're hinging and we're standing back up. We're going to hammer curl it, put it away. Here we go. Hinge, hamstrings, glutes, push your hips forward, hammer curl, press. Okay, other hand can come out for extra balance. Remember, we want to keep our hips and our shoulders even though we're only holding a dumbbell on one side. Ten more seconds on this side. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. We're going to finish up with the other side, and then we're going to finish the workout with a core series. We've got 7 exercises in a core series. We'll see how we feel. I'm excited for it. All right, let's get ready for that other side. Here we go. Hinge. Push the hips forward. Hammer curl. Press. I want you to really try to dial in and take notice of the difference between the weighted side and the unweighted side, and trying to keep everything even despite noticing the differences. 10 more seconds on this side. There is no rush. Try to feel it. 3, 2, and time. Okay, guys, that was our strength circuit. Now we're going to go into core. Okay, I'm going to do this as a 30-10. We'll see how it goes. We'll take extra rest if you need it. And my goal is to do 2 rounds with rest. Okay. So our first one is going to be our alternating knee tuck. We'll all be on the chair for this one. This is a chair core circuit. Okay. So remember, for us to get the best core activation, sometimes coming to the back of your chair. And hey, look, if you're really working on your core strength and you're somewhere in between, a pillow, something that has a little give, might be helpful if you feel some lower back discomfort where you can still kind of hold your core, but the pillow helps take some of that, reduce some of that tension. Okay, so that's an option if you need it. We're going to start with sitting towards the edge of our chair, leaning back, and we're going to alternate those knee drives with our chest coming forward. We did these last week. Okay, so we're bringing our chest and our knee towards one another, and my feet are flexed. Okay, I'm tapping my heels down on the floor in between every rep, and my shoulders are also tapping on the back of the chair. Okay, that's our first exercise. Then we're going to go to an overhead reach. Okay, so what that's going to look like is we're going to reach, 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 reach. We're going to keep the arms up, and we're going to really reach and bend side to side. Okay, second one there. And then we're going to go into a variety of a Russian twist where we're going to keep all that length through the spine. We're going to put our hands on our shoulders just like this and rotate at a pace that feels good for you, where you feel your core, but you don't get dizzy. Okay, whatever that pace is. After that, we're going to do overhead dumbbell hold. Okay, so this one I'm excited for, guys. We're going to hold a light weight. Okay, so this might even be a water bottle. Okay, or just maybe a magazine. Okay, just something to hold overhead, right? And we're going to do quick heel taps. Okay, so we're heel, 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 heel. So I got to sit up right through my spine to keep that core engagement, to keep my arms up overhead like this. Okay, after that, we are going to do our seated. We did this one last week. We're going to pull, 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 pull. Okay, after that, we're going to do a wood chopper and a knee raise. Okay, so lightweight. I actually think I need my water bottle for this one. Okay, so we're going to start over on one side. We're going to chop the wood, but we're also going to raise that knee as we cross over that body. Okay, and then it's the same thing on the other side. All right, guys. First one, we'll learn it, and then we'll go through it one more time after that. Okay, 30 seconds, and then 10 seconds for the next. We're going to start with those seated knee tucks, flex foot, right? Knee and chest come in towards one another. Let's get ready and begin. Here we go. Okay. I'm thinking of my exhale as what's bringing my knee and my chest towards one another. Tapping that heel down in between every rep. Tapping those shoulders back. We have 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, so next we're going to do reach, reach. So our hands are staying up. Okay, let me show you this one forward. Reach, 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 reach. Okay, feel these side bends. Here we go. Think of reaching through the sides of your rib cage versus reaching with your fingertips. Think about what this does for our spine as well. Okay, 2, 1, good. 10 seconds. We're not done with these movements. We're just going to take them into a rotational state now. Okay, and we're keeping all that length. I'm going to show this on the side so you can see my side, how much length I'm keeping here. Here we go. Move at a pace that's good for you on this one. I'm keeping all that length in my spine. My vertebrae are really stacked, just like when we do our chin tucks. Three, two, and one. Okay. So now we're going to hold that overhead hold. We're going to have those quick heel taps. Okay, so I'm going to show from the side view. Okay, so I'm trying to sit up as tall as I can here. I'm just holding a water bottle overhead, right? And I'm trying to alternate tapping my heels here. You can slow it down. You do not have to go at my pace. Do what feels right. You're trying to feel that core control. Tap. Tap. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next one we're going to do our reach with that alternating pull, right? So we're going to sit closer to the edge of our chair so we have room to lean back. We're going to reach forward, pull. Here we go. Reach forward. Trying to C curve back, scoop, right? Try to make a C with your spine on the way back. And think of pulling your belly button in. Exhale back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to go into that wood chopper. Okay, so if this is my right leg right here, so I'm going to hold my water bottle over my left shoulder, and then I'm going to exhale and sweep over my right leg and lift my right knee. We're going to stay on this side for all reps. You might even feel your quadricep and hip flexor fire up. Very common when we're doing core work. 5 more seconds on this side. And time. Okay, whew, we're going to set up for the other side. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get ready to put my water bottle over on my right side so I can swing and chop over my left side and then raise that left knee. This is our last exercise, so it'll just take a moment after this. I'm going to go ahead and repeat it. Two, and 1. Okay, recover, guys. Get a drink. I really like that last one a lot. I hope you guys do too. I'm just going to take a moment. Maybe then you can even do a couple cat cows. Just loosen up your spine here a little bit, and then we will repeat it. All right, guys, this is going to be our final set through, and we are starting back at the top again. So we've got that knee tuck, right? So heels tap the floor, shoulders tap the back of the chair. Remember, you can put a pillow here if you need to, okay? So we're feeling that scoop. We're trying to make a banana shape of this. Let's get ready and begin, okay? So exhale, tap. Exhale, tap. Ten more seconds here. 2, and 1. Good. Next, we're going to go into a reach, 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 reach. Okay, so like maybe if like what I thought about this when I was writing it out was a paw push. Like if you have cats, it's like a paw push. Like, right? Feel all that side body length. All right, feel the gentle lateral swaying of our spine from side to side. Sitting as tall as we can, finding our length. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so next we're going to put them on our shoulders. We're going to keep all that length, okay, and we're going to twist side to side, okay, and feeling how our body rotates over around our spine. Here we go. Keep that belly button pulled back the entire time to help keep all that length in our body. Like we're trying to lift the top of our head to touch the ceiling, even though we're not even close to it, right? Just go at a pace that's comfortable for you. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next we're gonna do our overhead hold. Okay, gonna hold a water bottle here, right? And we're gonna do the quick heel taps, okay? So here we are, all that length, tap, tap. As quick as your quick is, whatever that looks like for you, okay? It should feel like a lot of work to maintain that belly button pulled back and that stoicness through our spine as we are adding movement with our lower body here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, nice work on that one. Seated rope pull with our lean back is next, okay? So towards the edge of the chair so we can grab that rope, heave, okay? Here we go. Tap those shoulders back. See if you can get them to hit the back of the chair. Get your biggest range here. Again, trying to C curve through the spine slightly. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, moving on to my favorite ones here. We're going to do those wood choppers, okay? So for me, I'm going to start with chopping over my right side. So I'm going to start with that water bottle on my left shoulder. Sweep it over and chop all this side. Got this diagonal rotation with this knee raise. I'm absolutely loving this one. Keep that length through the body. We have 5 more seconds on this side. 2, and time. Okay, whoo. 1 more, guys. I'm gonna pull it down. Setting up for the other side. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Just 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, guys. Okay, let's take a moment to recover here. Come round through our spine slightly here. Rounding through the back. I'll show you what it looks like from my side here, okay? I'm not all the way down right now. I'm just kind of rounding through my spine. Rounding through my shoulders here. Letting gravity hold my fingertips. And then if you feel good, you can try to take it a little further. And if you don't, just keep it where you're at. Okay, just think of like floppy arms, right? Letting go. Deep breath. Feeling that lengthening through the back of the shoulders and the spine. And then very, very slowly and carefully, 1 vertebrae at a time, okay? You don't want to get dizzy here, so just take your time. Rolling it all the way up. And then once you've gotten there, we'll just take some shoulder rolls back. Good. Okay, from there, let's go ahead and start from the top of our body with this neck and trap stretch here. Same thing, other side. All right. And then from there, let's stand it up. And he'll go into a forward fold on the back of our chair here. Okay, so our palms are on the back side of our chair, and we're trying to create that 90-degree bend through our hips. Okay. Arms are ideally somewhere up near the ears, but we don't need to force anything, okay? If you feel comfortable staying still here, just stay still and feel that stretch through the backside of the body and the shoulders. If you would like to add a little movement, you can gently sway your hips from side to side. Feel those little side body dynamic stretches. Good, very gently and slowly walk yourself up here, okay? The last stretch we'll do is a ankle stretch. So we can sit it back down here, and we'll do our flexing and pointing. You can also drop your foot off after we do this. Flex and point for 5 and then circle for 5 each direction after we do this. If you want, while we're talking, if you have stairs or step and you want to drop your back heel off the back of the that step to get a little bit more of a static calf stretch, you can. And then after you do your 5 flex and point, circles 5 each direction. And the other way. All right, guys, we'll do a big inhale up. Exhale, palms to heart. And again. And exhale, palms to center, right back to heart. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the core today. I'd like to hear what you guys think. So I would say, you know, the kettlebell's going to have a different feel. Kettlebells are wonderful. They're going to, some exercises might be a little harder to do with a kettlebell than others, or you would use one kettlebell where maybe you'd use 2 dumbbells. I mean, I like to use a combination of both dumbbells and kettlebells for my own personal workouts, because I still like things like bicep curls or, you know, certain exercises where I need a little more balance. Kettlebells might give you a little more momentum and sway because of the shape that they have. And sometimes if you're focused on balance movements, it will definitely increase your challenge. I would say a dumbbell's going to, because it just doesn't have that same shape that just makes things kind of move and, you know, like a pendulum a little bit easier. Okay. So balance exercises, I would say dumbbells might be a better place to start if you're working, and then you can progress up to kettlebells. But I do think that they're an incredibly beneficial thing to use. The Velcro straps, I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but sometimes they irritate me. Sometimes I put them on my legs, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, oh, like I have to put special socks on to make sure the Velcro is not touched. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with them. I think it is a little bit of a preference thing, but if it's easier for you to keep your hands free or something like that, and you'd like to use weights for your upper body, like, you know, 1 to 3 pound weights or something, by all means go for it. I just don't like when they move around on me. So for me, that's not my favorite preference personally. But I think with our hinge and row, if you have kettlebells, you could use your kettlebells for hinge and row and goblet squats. But a lot of them I would still like when we're doing those single leg bicep curls and stuff like that. Play around with it. If you have 2 kettlebells that are 5 pounds or something like that, you might like it, but you might notice too, it's even more of a challenge, which is great, right? But it might be something to progress up to, if that makes sense. Hopefully I was clear on that, but they are wonderful. I do love kettlebells. They just do present their own, you know, they can be challenging, you know, they can be challenging. Light dumbbells. So something that, that's good for your, like, light and heavy. So I would say, you know, for a lot of our upper body movements, you know, when we're doing those balance bicep curls, 3 to 5 pounds really, because we're incorporating, it's not just the muscle we're working, but we're also incorporating that core control and stability. So lighter dumbbells could be 3 to 5 pounds. If we're ever doing something like this, I really recommend body weight, water bottles, or 1 pound, okay? Because certain exercises, our focus is more on the joint mechanics and the movement of the joint. So a lot of weight is not what we're looking for, because we're focused more on moving the joints and getting good range of motion. So that would be even lighter. I would say water bottles are 1 pound. And then our biceps, even overhead, 3 to 5 pounds would, depending on if you're okay with, everybody's got their own issues in their body, right? So 3 to 5 pounds. And then for your lower body, you might be a little heavier because our lower body muscles are bigger, right? So you might be 5 to 10 pounds on your lower body weights, And also remember that some days aren't going to feel the same as others. Like some days you're going to feel like you can master that weight, and other days aren't going to feel the same. And that's just normal, right? So my big thing is never trying to push it further when your body's telling you, you know what I mean? Like we just want to be able to keep on keeping on in this journey.
Yeah. Speaking of kettlebells, the other day I went to the eye doctor, and right next door was that store chain, 5 Degrees and Below.
Mm-hmm.
And they have different sizes of kettlebells, and they are all $5 a piece.
Yep, I have to tell you, that's the same thing. I love the Five Below. They have a nice little selection.
And here's a package. Can you see that?
I see it. Yeah.
Of the mini bands.
Yep, those mini bands are a great thing to add into your, like, if anybody listening is wondering what type. Mini bands are wonderful. I don't always do them in our class just because I'm not sure that everyone has mini bands. I want to make sure it's pretty all inclusive for everyone. But they are a fabulous option. They, you can put them in a drawer. Like they're so little, they store anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and you feel them, right? You feel that work. So, and I agree. I think Five Below is a wonderful little spot to get. Get small dumbbells, small kettlebells, resistance bands, foam rollers. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At an affordable price,